back to the vlog. It finally got me. This is the third time I've tested positive for COVID. I had very real symptoms this time. It was basically just like the flu. So it was about a week of respiratory symptoms and fever, but I'm feeling better now, finally. Hopefully, that immunity can last through Thanksgiving. Because you know I like Thanksgiving, boy. Here it is, the 1UPS 20-year anniversary vinyl. Oh, that is fantastic. Man, that is beautiful. Man, the 1UPS, I'm telling you, were the soundtrack to my life in like 2005 to 2010. Glacier, I really did plan to cut my hair. I was like, no, I can't do this, not even for a joke. But then I got sick and the hair got long enough to do it, so I might as well follow through with the joke now. The joke being where I wanted to have an episode where everybody had a ponytail and we could get Thomas a wig. That would have been so funny. Oh, we gotta do that. Long hair is such a hassle. For those of you who have long hair, I don't know how you do it. To be honest with you, I don't know how I did it. And I'm also not sure I ever even liked the way it looked. Looks. I always thought I'd do something cool with long hair. It's like, okay, I've got all this stuff that I can do something with it. And then I just never did. And now I don't want to. Now I want short hair that's made for action in all environments, that will never be in my field of view. Yes. Well, I just noticed this for the first time. It's not great. Some heavy-duty cardboard. You know, you can't keep all of your stuff in perfect condition forever, but just the goal is to just try to do a reasonable job of trying. Everybody's definition of reasonable is gonna be different. But you do the best you can, and hopefully, everything lasts a nice, good long time. Well, as you might have surmised, it is a music writing day. Feeling good? Let's do it. Okay, that was reasonably productive. I finished a song, it's not bad. Usually I make songs and they repeat 3 times. The transition between the repeats is not great right now. Like, listen to this. I mean, that's kind of unique, but it also sounds kind of bad. But I'm happy with it. We will tweak that tomorrow. We will continue to write music for the next 4 or 5 days. I'll write 4 or 5 good original songs for this episode. We can reuse music. We've been reusing music, writing music. It's working pretty well. I'll see you tomorrow. So yesterday I did not get a chance to actually look through this and get a good look at it. Inside, there's a little insert and another insert. And here is a bunch of messages that they solicited from people who like the 1UPS. They invited you to tell your story of how you found the 1UPS and any memories. Lo and behold, Robbie H. I found the 1UPS through OC Remix. Still some of my fondest memories of listening to music in my life. Thanks for all the great music over the years. It was the soundtrack to my life for a while. And it is truly something special, so thank you. That was a very nice surprise, and I am doubly glad that I bought this. Speaking of music, it is time for me to continue to forge my own musical path. More music writing today. Let's get to work. I've had 3 main jobs in my life. Subtitler for Japanese movies and animation, running a Zumba studio with my mother, and now YouTuber, which apparently is a job that people have. Now technically my first job was as a waiter at an Italian restaurant. I worked there for 3 days and then was like, what have I done? I am terrible at this job. And I gave my 2 weeks notice, worked the next 2 weeks, and then I never worked there again. With my job as a subtitler, I always thought that job was just above the threshold of what a robot could do. And I had to work 8 hours a day doing subtitling.
And you do not need 8 hours a day to do that job. I could have worked 4 hours a day and done the same amount of work, probably better, if they just let me work 4 hours a day. Just 4 solid hours, that's all you need. I can do the exact same amount of work. I don't need to be here for 8 hours. Now, with my last 2 jobs, I make all the decisions on how much I do or don't work. Now, the problem is when you create your own hours, it becomes very difficult to decide how much you should work because you want to balance getting things done with longevity and productivity. I can work 12 hours in a day, but that probably destroys the next day. And I can work 4 hours in a day, and that may be the right choice on some days, but it's also like you got this nagging feeling that maybe I should work a little bit more. I will say from the limited experience I have with working under somebody else's hours and working under my own hours, I infinitely prefer getting to choose your own hours. I'm in a very fortunate position where I get to do that, and I feel like most people would probably prefer that too. It's sometimes nice to have somebody tell you exactly what to do and when to do it, but overall, being the master of your own destiny. Okay, that'll do it for today's vlog. That walk took all of my energy. I think it'll be a little bit more before I start feeling normal again. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again soon. See you in the next one. Towards the end of summer, we all flew to Montana, landing at the Glacier Park International Airport. Once again, the whole crew was reunited for one of our biggest adventures yet.
See, we're all friends still.
From the airport, we drove to a lodge where we'd be staying to rest and recuperate before the big hike ahead. After a day full of flying, we needed some time to wind down and prepare for the trip.
Whoa, oh dude, we got couches? Oh.
After inspecting the room, we grabbed a quick meal at the lodge's restaurant. Then, we went to pick up some snacks for the trail before heading back to our lodge and making the final preparations. Tomorrow, we would leave to hike through the mountains of Glacier National Park. We awoke early at dawn, as we had a decent drive ahead of us before the hike.
Outside, everything was peaceful and still. Birds chirped in a brisk mountain air.
We loaded up the car with our gear, then headed out.
As we drove out, we checked some last-minute details about our trail and enjoyed the incredible mountain scenery around us.
The morning sun rose as we neared the park, and we saw more scenes of incredible mountains and distant verdant hills.
As we drove, we passed through some rural towns amidst vast meadows. Suddenly, we saw grazing cattle emerging from the bushes and wandering onto the road.
Eventually, we reached our trailhead at the Two Medicine Campground. We unloaded all of our bags and readied our gear for the hike.
Before heading out on the trail, we went to check out Two Medicine Lake.